Hello, everyone. TGIK 163.
Hey, everyone. What is happening?
Great to have you all.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. Have we ever done a TGIK where people were in the same room, or has it always been? You and Joe probably have, right?
So Joe and I used to screw around a bunch, and he would come in and say hi and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Duffy and I did one. I want to say we were sitting in the same room at the Sysdig office.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah. Totally. So I'm sure you all know, but if you don't, Chris and I worked together at Heptio and a little bit at VMware for a tiny bit of time, and we've both done TGIK. Chris is the TGIK OG, so we've got her back today. We're super psyched to have you all. Those of you who are joining us, if you have not seen TGIK before, typically we use this time to look over some kind of open source project and kind of get to know it, learn a little bit about it, and today we're actually working with an open source project that Chris started called NAML. So, yeah. Cool.
I'm stoked to be here. So, a little bit of context. I'm here in Denver. I'll be here. Well, we're not in Denver right now, but I'm in Colorado, and just kind of passing through for a few weeks. And Josh and I just got done rock climbing, and I had written this project, and well, here we are.
Yep.
And so yeah, we're gonna certainly send this episode of TGIK today. I'm stoked to talk about the Go programming language and package management in Kubernetes and see what kind of trouble we get into.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Yeah. And if you are joining us and want to say hey in chat, feel free to say where you're tuning in from. ABC, it's great to see you again. KR, Martin, Yogi, Yuka, and Christoph. Thanks for joining us today. We're super glad to have you. Colorado. Oh, Nick is on my team in VMware, and he is also a Colorado human. So thanks for joining us today, Nick.
I feel like we look very Colorado right now.
Yeah, we're trying to rep Colorado super well.
We're repping Colorado very fantastically.
Exactly. Hey, Keith. Thanks for joining us from Ireland. All right. So let's see what we've got going on news-wise this week. And Chris and I were just talking about this. I did a bad TGIK host job and didn't get much news. So as always, if you do want to add any news to tgik.io /notes, feel free to add some in because we are light this week. But we got a really cool episode for you. So we can review. Chris, maybe you can tell us about this weird terminal thing that you like so much.
So this one we added this at the last minute, we were getting ready, and I was like, oh, Josh, you got to check out this terminal that I use. So really there's two things I want to show Josh / all of you all out there. The first one is just the terminal itself, and then part of the magic of the terminal is in the fonts that the terminal uses. I would say every time I put a screenshot of this terminal on Twitter, it's almost guaranteed that somebody has to ask, oh my gosh, where did you get those fonts? So if you're looking for probably the coolest old school terminal font you can ever fathom, this is the correct place to go. And it's the same fonts I use on my personal blog, and I like to sneak it into all of my presentations that I do. So anyway, we're going to see if we can't get Josh to install it and demo it for folks.
Sweet. Okay.
So if you want to pull it up, it is called Cool Retro Term.
Sweet. Should we go to the page you linked, or
yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
Let's go to the GitHub.
Great.
Okay, this is also the same terminal I use on.
Oh, should we introduce Barnaby real quick?
Yeah. We can introduce.
If now is a good time.
Yeah.
We have a third host today, in case you're curious.
Oh. So this is my dog. His name is Fjaklebjörn, or as I like to call him, Barnaby. He is an F2 Golden Doodle, and he wants everybody to know that he is putting the dude back in Golden Doodle. And so he's been rock climbing with us and hanging out here in Colorado being a sport, and he's going to be bothering us today.
Yeah. Cool.
He jumped out of my arms. He did not just drop my dog on the floor.
Yeah, Chris dropped the dog 20 feet, in case anyone's curious.
Yeah, I get a lot of feedback from my partner when I do that when we're on the phone. She's like, did you just drop the dog on the floor? I'm like, no, he jumps. This is a thing.
It's a good skill.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so retro term.
Okay, so look at the acronym really quick. There's some subtle coolness
is there?
here. So CRT. Cool retro term.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay.
Okay, so it's exactly what you want it to be. It totally looks like strong bad emails from back in the day.
Okay. Yep.
But so I think it's written in C++. It's GPL licensed.
Okay.
And you can just it's in all of the major repositories. So I think it's in Ubuntu, should be in Arch Linux.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's got it. You said you found it in Brew.
It was in Brew. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So did you install it yet?
I did install it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So Is it like a separate app from?
Yeah,
okay.
It'll be just like another iTerm.
Cool. Ooh, I see it.
And see how it says CRT on it?
Yeah. Oh no, Apple. We'll fix this. Hold on, everybody. Apple just doesn't like that it's not signed because Apple's weird. We'll fix that. They like to, open anyway. Cool.
There we go. So Josh has a really sweet setup here. Like I'm actually pretty jealous of the setup.
It's not that cool, but okay, cool. Is this it?
Yeah, so that's it. So
okay.
So now right click and go to settings.
Okay. Settings.
And just jump around in here. See if you can't try. So I like the IBM 3278.
Okay,
yeah, try that one.
Load.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So and then now like drop. Do you have an HTOP in here?
I do on my Linux box. Let me get the IP. Can I tmux in this, or would that do something? Whoa! It even works with tmux. Okay, cool. Let's grab. Let's get into my Linux box real quick.
See how cool you look right now.
Whoa! I look like a hacker.
Right.
If I've ever looked like a hacker, this is definitely the day.
This is.
Okay, so you said HTOP.
Yeah. There you go. So that just looks cool.
Sweet.
If you want to look awesome when you're doing like on-screen demos or doing like TGIK, this is the way to just make it look like you really are the nerd that you feel like you are deep down inside.
Wow. Okay. Sweet. Wow. It's even like bubbled a little bit, like an old CRT.
Go back to the settings really quick.
Yep.
So it's got all like sliders. So if you go to, I know it's kind of weird, go to terminal or effects. It's the third
thing. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see there's burn-in, there's jitter, there's...
Whoa.
And you can really... Like, the burn-in's really cool, because if you start typing, it'll burn... Like, it'll have, like, a burn-in in the screen, like in the old CRT. Yeah, it's really cool. So, see how it's...
Oh, yeah,
see how it kind of, like, has the trails there?
Nice. Yeah. Wow.
And then are you on your Arch Linux box here?
I am right here, yeah.
So,
yep.
Okay, so grab... it's called bpytop.
Like, download the package?
Yeah, so, like, Pac-Man... capital S.
And what was it called again?
BPY.
PY.
Top. So Duffy showed me this one.
Sudo would be helpful.
Yeah. So Duffy showed me this. So if you want to see the perfect combination of hacker.
I love the burn-in thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So now
right,
just
now
run bpytop.
bpytop.
And this is the ultimate hacker right here. Adjust your size to fit it really quick. There you go. And then you might want to change your try to fool with the settings on
the like the theme or something.
Yeah, just try maybe vintage or the Apple II or something.
I wonder if my burn-in is a little too crazy too. Okay, Apple II, this one.
Yeah, try that one. It's looking a little weird.
Oh yeah, maybe I am, if it matters, like SSH'd into that box. I don't know if that would be.
Maybe just try a few of them. Click around and see.
Vintage.
So now it just looks like we're really just...
Whoa, that looks sweet, even though I can't read it.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a little closer. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer. So if you maybe try it in iTerm too.
Yeah, let's try it.
But it does like it's written in Python, which is crazy, and it has like a glow in the terminal. Anyway, these are like my favorite things ever.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I don't know
what's going on. Maybe it's something with my Bash profile?
Maybe it looks like we're trying to do like monocolor or not monocolor. What is it? True color and in 256 or something.
Oh, weird.
Terminals are weird.
Yeah.
When Joe and I were working on porting Lolcat over to Go, we ran into some of this weirdness as well. Anyway,
Sweet.
I digress. We can stop playing with terminals now.
Well, this was worth the whole episode, honestly. So hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we'll go back to the notes here and check that link out if you do want to try out cool retro term, and we'll go right into maybe some of the show stuff. So, Chris, I'm just so curious.
Oh, God.
NAML, obviously a very interesting project. It's called Not Another Markup Language. So maybe you could frame it like motivation, like just give us an overview of what you're thinking here.
Okay, so I just want to be really clear.
Yeah.
I did not expect this thing to blow up. I definitely wrote this like as a like I wouldn't say frustrated, but I always had assumed that somebody somewhere had done something like this.
Okay.
And I've never been in Kubernetes package management land before.
Sure.
All of my work in Kube is like the API server is high level for me.
Totally.
So like I've always just kind of like there's always been a team that has handled that.
Yep.
So I started this new job and we do a lot of application management with our Kubernetes clusters, and we were still using a lot of the old YAML tools.
Yep.
And I just kind of was like, I can't believe we're not writing a lot of this stuff in Go.
Totally.
And to me, it just seemed very like natural. That's kind of like, that's what I thought we did with controllers and with operators. And I kind of thought as a community, we had moved past, if you're going to be putting logic into your apps, like I thought we were in a place where we were like starting to write it in Go, or like starting to explore other options than trying to like replace YAML for specific config.
Yeah.
So anyway, this kind of started off as like an example to be like, if you're gonna write it, if you're gonna give a moose a muffin, if you're gonna write a Kubernetes application in Go, you're gonna need a makefile, and you're gonna need a main.go, and you're gonna need, there's probably a lot of commonality across like applications, and so that ultimately turned into NAML, what we see here.
Okay.
And it started out as like let me just hard code a deployment. In a service. Stick it in Go, and then I realized, well, if I'm going to do a deployment, I'm probably going to need to do a service, and then I'm probably also going to need to do RBAC.
Okay.
So then I started to kind of walk down this really classic path of like polymorphism in Cube.
Okay.
Which is really hard in Go because Go doesn't have generics.
Sure, totally.
So it's like a lot of the stuff in Cube is like, how do we get common object properties shared across all the Cube objects, while keeping it literal enough, while still making it flexible enough to be like, polymorphic, so to speak.
Totally. Okay.
So anyway, I wrote a small interface that's like the world's simplest interface. If you want,
got a little picture of it here, right?
Yeah. If you scroll down, it's that interface there.
Okay. Oop.
And really, like, this is all I think of when I think of the project. It was just my way of basically being like, if you're gonna write a Go app, at least have it like implement some common interfaces.
Sure.
So that or at least a common interface, so that we can at least treat each application the same. So anything we want to write that operates on this interface can now be used by any application in general. Cool. So I'll stop there and see if people have questions, or if you have questions or anything.
Yeah, chat. Do you have any questions for Chris so far? One question I'll ask you maybe out of the gate, Chris, is like, looking at this project, like, it sounds like if I'm a Kubernetes user who's deep into like Helm templating and I'm starting to put some logic into my template to render it, like, this could be a different approach to that, where it's using a typed language, it's letting me do similar things, or is it a different use case than like a Helm user would run into?
So I definitely think they solve the same thing.
Okay.
And so like a lot of my kind of thoughts around this stem from, like, I haven't really ever been a Helm power user.
Okay, fair.
Right? Like, I've never really woken up in the morning and said, I'm going to go write a Helm chart, or I'm going to go use Customize, or I'm going to go, I think the closest that I've ever done is I've, like, written some bash scripts that, like, said in a couple of values when it was, like, a very small use case. And
totally.
Like, I even think there's some TGIK episodes where I do that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, like, the extent of my Cube package management.
Okay, fair.
So then, like, if you look at a project I used to work on that I'm still a maintainer of called Falco, we had a lot of config, right? Like, the Falco rules are just, like, very, very config based.
Totally.
And that's all done with C++ templates in Lua.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which, if you don't know the history of C++ and Lua and templating, it's all Turing complete. You can add if statements, you can add a for loop, you can iterate, you can, there's memory exchange, like, it's basically a full-fledged programming language, but just without the constructs of like a programming language that was set out to be a programming language.
Truly general purpose or something.
Yes. Yeah. And so I feel like Helm kind of repeated that same pattern of like, how do we, take our templating and start to add logic to it?
Totally.
And what we learned in C++ templates, what we learned in Falco, at least what I learned, and this is my opinion, was you can definitely write Turing complete config management, and you can definitely do that well. Like, you can write really, really good config management code, but it's never going to be as good as a regular programming language.
Got it.
Right? Like, and I think that was kind of like the whole lesson or whatever that I took away. And so yeah, I think that this is definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Like, if you're new to Cube, or if you were like just getting started with Kubernetes or containers, I would say that like this is maybe a bit much to bite off.
Yeah, totally.
I write Go every day, so this felt very natural for me.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of folks who are also writing Go every day and who have struggled with some of the paradigms that, templating YAML gives you.
Totally.
So this is definitely structured for them.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like we've got some chat questions too. Carlos said, are Josh and Nova in the same room? And yes. It's not a green screen. Yeah, it's real. Like, there's nothing here aside from air. So,
Yeah.
A question that Yogi had was, how is it different from CDK for Kates?
So, pull up CDKs.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, this is a great question.
Great.
It's a great question. I'm here for it. I think it's just called CD Kates.
Oh, is it CD Kates? Like, get rid of this junk here.
And make it one word. I think that's it. That's what you're
this
looking
here?
for.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
Go to the GitHub. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not a big
no
fan
problem.
of the .org.
I'm all for the GitHub.
I want to
Okay.
see the code. So scroll down.
Cool.
And so I think somewhere in here they say charts. Like maybe grep for the word charts.
Charts.
That's kind of where. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so the root of the tree is an app construct, and then you k apply minus f.
Yep.
So it's similar in the sense that like this would say you write a program, and then based on what you give the program, it crunches your input. It's a deterministic system, and it'll spit out YAML based on whatever your inputs are.
Okay, fair.
So that way you could say, my app, give me, -- production, and it'll go and it'll spit out TLS config for you.
Got it.
But you can do my app -- dev, and it just breezes right over the TLS stuff because you're running.
I see.
And it'll spit out the YAML for like whatever input you get it. So like it'll have like rules and logic based in. If we get this input, configure it this way, and if you get that input, configure it that way.
Totally.
So I would say NAML definitely embraces this same idea.
Okay.
And up until like last night, actually, I had made it a point to not spit out YAML from the and I added that feature just for today.
Okay.
Because I want us to actually talk about it because I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So but yeah. So this this would say we spit out your YAML and then you can use whatever YAML you want to like deploy it however you want to, right? So use Argo CD or use kubectl or whatever.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. And then would you say Pulumi is kind of in a similar domain as that, or do you view Pulumi as different? You're getting all the questions about how it compares to other tools, which is always common as a tool developer.
Okay, so this is the thing though, is it's like again, like I never wanted this thing to be like a thing.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Like
totally.
like I'm not selling this.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it out of spite almost, and like I support it because I'm crazy.
Cool.
So it's
we
like,
love crazy.
And yeah, so anyway, that's really what I do.
Awesome.
With it. So it's like Pulumi in the sense that it says like write your stuff and go.
Yeah, fair.
And I honestly don't know enough about Pulumi.
Cool.
What I can say is everything I've learned about Pulumi it's amazing, and I love it. And it looks like they're saying and thinking all the same things I am.
Yeah.
Or I'm saying and thinking all the same things they are.
Totally.
And I would say that if you're looking to like do something like this in production, there's people there.
Totally.
There's a company there.
There's a literal company backing it. Yeah.
Right. Like don't run your production workload on like Chris Nova, the Boulder rock climber.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Okay.
So like it's here because I wanted to show people what you can do. And at the very least, if somebody takes this and says, I can go write something similar.
Yeah.
And it works for us.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
I mean, you've got a proven track record of running experiments like cluster API-esque things and it becoming a pretty big thing. So we'll check out NAML today and yeah. Sounds good.
So at the very least, like the idea I care about. Take my idea. Take my source code. I don't care about any of this. I just want people to actually start writing stuff in Go.
Totally.
Or any programming language. And in a time where sometimes, templating YAML might not be quite enough for what you're looking for.
Totally fair.
And at the very least, if I can say one thing, this is okay.
Yeah.
This is safe. This is normal.
Yep.
You're not doing anything stupid. You're not doing anything crazy. Like, this is a valid thought that real professional grown-up business adults...
Do you want me to clone the GitHub repo down?
I mean, I don't know. I almost want to take like a vote, and we can clear your terminal.
Yeah,
so
let's we'll get rid of cool retro just because who knows what I'll screw up with it.
So while you're doing that, I have questions for people. Okay, so
please.
We can do this like kind of two ways. I can either walk Josh through like what I think we should do, or we can just let Josh go to town and do whatever he wants, and I can just be here to answer questions and give clues. I don't know if you...
You all should definitely pick option one. Because if I'm left to my own devices, who knows where it's going to end up.
I also just want to see like what people do, right? Because that's the whole reason I did this.
Fair.
Because like I just want to offer like an alternative, really.
Totally.
Carlos says
Go to town.
Go
Okay.
to town.
I'll clone NAML. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Definitely clone it, and then I also put together a repo, so that might also be a good place to start. I think having both checked out are going to be really important.
Okay,
here.
great. You started a repo specific for TGIK?
Yes.
Or... Okay, great.
I built
Cool.
us a whole repo just for today.
Such special treatment. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Should we go to you or
So
what's the other repo?
You can find it in the show notes, or we can go...
Show notes sound great. This...
Kubernetes Dashboard example.
Great.
That's,
Lovely.
That's the one.
We will grab that too. Perfect. All right, so we will clone that.
Yeah. God, I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a full circle moment where one of your projects is being featured on TGIK.
Yeah.
Although you did cluster API as well, which obviously you had a big hand in.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm happy to talk about it here. I just feel like there's so much... God, I knew I wouldn't be able to do a TGIK without bringing this up. There's so much dang capitalism out there these days that, like, there's nothing wrong with just writing a project because it sounds fun. Mm-hmm. And I just want to talk... Like, I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to compete with anyone. If anything, I want to collaborate and give it away.
Yep.
So, like, this was just my way of, like, I just tinker. This is what I do. I'm a mad scientist.
Sounds great to me.
So, yeah.
All right, well, we've got NAML and TGIK cloned down.
Okay, so I hope you're ready to look at Go code today, by the way.
I am super ready.
I would say let's build NAML just by itself.
Let's build NAML. Do you want me to look at the make file, or do you just want to tell me the make command that I need?
Just type make help.
Oh.
Or no, that's fine. You can type make.
Make help. If you got cool help text, though, I don't want to skip over it. Ooh, look at that.
I got
There's
emojis.
There's literally emojis in the help text.
Of course there
Best
is.
day ever.
Of course there is.
Okay, cool.
And this I have, if you go to github.com/chrisnova/makefile, there's like a makefile template that will so all of these help commands are like auto-generated based from past comments.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we can compile NAML, and it's a pretty big binary. It's like 45 megs. It holds all of the Kubernetes client Go, and it's vendoring Kube version 21.3 right now.
Cool.
So if you want to compile it, it's not going to really do anything on day one.
Let's compile it.
Yep.
Cool. And I'll open up another session here just in case we want to look at something. So
wait, what is Mosh?
Mosh is a SSH protocol-esque thing that's based on UDP, and it has persistent connections.
So you can't drop your pipe?
Yeah. So you go. Yeah. So basically, like on my iPad, I do a lot of development, and I use Mosh to connect because oftentimes my iPad's going on and off. Okay. It's actually really cool. I don't know what the security implications of that are, but security second thought. It works really well. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyways, so while that's did I just hit make help again? I meant to do make compile, right?
Yeah. Do make compile, and then you can actually just do. I usually do make, and then I'll do sudo make install.
Is it just done?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, okay, great. Sudo make install?
Yep.
Okay, great.
And then that should just drop it off in your path, and you should just be able to type NAML now.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, great.
I love when a good make file works.
Yeah,
I really do.
I always tell people make files are like the entry point to a project. Yeah. It's the first thing you go and look at, you know? Okay. So we've got NAML here.
Okay, so let's run it and let's look at what it says.
Okay. Do you want to run just...
Yeah, just run NAML.
Just run NAML.
Just by no commands, just run it. It should spit out some help text.
Whoa. Cool.
And I think that should be it. Yeah.
This is it. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. So yeah, use NAML like any other tool. So like you can convert Kubernetes YAML to Go, which like I already dropped the bomb, but that's like really the main feature. I love here.
Cool.
And then you can use it to actually install and uninstall. And so like if you could imagine that, like, yes, this can install and uninstall as a command line tool, but that's certainly not what we're trying to tell people to do.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, like what we're trying to say is you have an easy way to install and uninstall, and you can now do that directly from code.
Got it.
And so like the sky's the limit. It can be a command line tool. It could be a library. It could be a CRD or a CRD with an operator combo. It could be whatever, you could write an HTTP API that takes JSON that says install my package.
Wow,
and,
okay.
Right? Like it can kind of go anywhere. And so anyway, the command line tool is a good way to demo it, but like it doesn't stop there.
Totally.
It's kind of the thought.
Okay.
So if you run NAML list, it will list all applications that are compiled into itself.
Should I run that?
Yeah, go for it.
NAML list.
And so right now you'll see that there's no packages here because this is just the NAML command line tool.
Okay.
So
fair.
What we want to do is we want to build a Kubernetes package and then we're going to compile that into a NAML binary.
Okay.
So a quick note on NAML binaries. Once I've over-engineered this. I haven't realized how much I over-engineered this until now.
This is great. This is awesome.
So I basically reinvented kind of like an ABI. So once you have a NAML binary that's been compiled with the NAML standard library, you can stitch them together at runtime. So you don't have to recompile or anything. They'll just be able to communicate with each other over an RPC.
Okay.
And
cool.
and then once you compile your app with a NAML binary, you get the command line boilerplate for free.
Oh wow.
So So we're actually gonna build our first application, and then we're actually gonna deploy it to Cube really quick.
Fantastic.
Okay, so the first app is, if you go to the TGIK repo.
Yep.
I put one together for us.
Let's bounce over to that real quick. So TGIK. Okay, so this is our app, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
So let's take a look what we have here.
Cool.
So we have an app.go, which app.go is the new values.yaml, if you want to think of that.
Okay.
So scroll down, and it's going to be huge. This is a huge file.
Okay.
But don't let that scare you, because it's not that big, and it's not that hard to understand.
Yeah. And Chris, this was auto-generated?
Yeah.
This is all auto-generated. Okay, cool.
Auto-generated this.
Okay.
And we'll talk a lot more about that in a second,
Okay,
I think.
lovely. Great. Do you want me to go to a specific spot, or?
No, I mean, I think just show some of these this map really quick, right?
Yeah. So object meta from the
perfect
client go lib. Yeah.
That
or
should
API,
look
say.
should look pretty similar to YAML that we've all seen before.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is just basically a small Go system that is about 90% the same as a conventional YAML file.
Cool.
So the app that we're actually looking at, if you look on line 180, it's the Kubernetes Dashboard.
Okay, Kubernetes Dashboard.
Yep. And so this is the secret. So if you go into Google and just look for the Kubernetes Dashboard, project.
Yeah.
And you can see where I got this from.
Dashboard.
Cool.
You want to go to GitHub again?
Yeah.
Cool.
Always.
Right. Great.
This is why I love Arch Linux. I just everything needs to be very literal, or I don't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go down. There's in the docs. There's a little kubectl curl something. This thing here.
This thing here. Okay.
Yeah. Grab that raw and
Okay.
let's just look at that.
Great.
It wouldn't be a TGIK episode if we didn't look at YAML together.
We can absolutely do that. So we will do this. I will zoom in here. Oops.
I like how I'm just telling you what to do.
Hey, I mean, it's great. Yeah. Feel free to take control too if I get too slow. So we'll do this, and we will do it against this URL. Okay, so we're looking at recommended.yaml, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, great.
Okay, so this is the YAML that we're looking at in Go.
Okay, got it.
And so if you go down to the secret, so we were just looking at the secret in Go.
So kind secrets.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep. So scroll down. There you go.
Cool.
So labels, Kate's app, Kubernetes Dashboard.
Yep.
Name, Kubernetes Dashboard certs, namespace, Kubernetes Dashboard.
Okay.
Flip back over to your...
So this is the object meta that we were looking at here, right?
It should be, yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
That might be a name.
Key holder.
There might be another secret in that YAML file, maybe?
So, let's see. Oops. Okay, so...
I'm making you go fast.
Oh, no, yeah. Here it is, key holder. We found it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that secret on line 71 there.
Yeah. So this is what object meta basically represents, right?
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so I'd love to talk, I don't know if we can go deep on Go, but we can talk about polymorphism in Go and object meta and all that in Kubernetes anyway.
Sure.
So Go has a concept called embedding, and there's also a cousin concept called composition.
Okay.
Embedding basically, if you imagine you had a holistic object, you can embed logic and fields from another object into it.
Okay.
So every object in Kubernetes embeds this thing called runtime.object.
Yep.
And that's where object meta and name and all these things that every Kubernetes object has in common.
Okay.
And so that's where we get the polymorphism from.
Got it.
So every object in Kube can be rationalized as a runtime object. And if you go back to the NAML interface.
You want on the GitHub page?
Yep,
or okay, cool.
on the GitHub page.
Let's do that. NAML. There we are.
And if you go down, there's an objects method.
This right here?
Yep, it just returns a set of runtime objects.
Okay.
So all of those runtime objects are embedded in each of the regular Kubernetes objects.
Okay.
And then we can type them out and figure out what they are.
Yeah. We got Barnaby's, I think, barking at a garbage truck.
Yeah.
But we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Cool. Okay.
So that's where the runtime object comes into play. And
Got it.
If we go back into the Go code,
Okay.
if you look here on line 185, you can
Okay.
see where we're actually defining the object meta into this core v1 secret. So that's where we get that polymorphism, and that's where we get that embedding in Go. And everybody wants to say Go is not an object-oriented language, and I used to actually be really big about that. But like I mean, look at it. We have a struct called object meta, and we're talking about polymorphism.
Yeah.
So like even if Go wasn't designed to be an object-oriented language, like Kubernetes definitely made it an object-oriented language.
Yeah, fair. Cool.
So anyway, that's we do that for every Kubernetes object in that YAML file.
Okay.
And anyway, so that's what we are looking at here. And if you scroll up to the tippy top of this function this method that we're in.
The method we're in is...
It's going to take a minute.
There it is. Install.
Okay, and that is one of the methods defined in that interface.
Ah, yes. Okay, so that is one of our in the deployable interface.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So anything that you write that implements deployable can be used with all of NAML.
Okay.
So I think the long-term goal is to get any Kubernetes app written in Go to implement that interface, and NAML just makes that like stupid easy for you to do.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let's compile the Kubernetes dashboard and let's take it for a spin.
Sounds great. All right, so we'll get out of the code here and okay, so compiling it, or am I just doing a Go build?
No, we got a makefile here.
Oh, a makefile, right, duh.
Yeah.
We're just talking about how beautiful makefiles are. Is there a make help as well?
Yeah, and
Wow,
so
fancy.
there
Okay,
is, yeah.
Great. Make compile?
Yeah.
Cool.
Make compile, and
Do it.
it's gonna work just like the regular NAML binary, because this is basically, we looked at 90% of NAML before, and now we're doing that 90% plus your 10%, which is the Kubernetes dashboard.
Got it. Okay.
So when this gets done, it should look almost identical to the vanilla NAML that you'll get out of the box.
Got it.
Undefined output. Maybe do a go mod tidy.
Yeah, that could be. Cool. And then we will try make again.
Vendor.
JSON.
Do a go mod download.
Go mod download.
And maybe I did not push the latest version because we want to make sure I added these methods like last night.
Ah, okay.
So check your go mod really quick.
Go mod.
We want to be using 3.0. Okay.
Of this, right?
Of NAML. Yeah,
okay.
that looks good.
Okay.
So let's try. Get out of here and try go mod vendor, and then let's try to make again. And then
Go
if not,
mod vendor, and then make compile again.
Yep.
Cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think like you're probably, if you do a git status after this, you might can open up a pull request to.
Is it gonna be my GoSum or something like that?
It'll. I don't think it'll be your GoSum. I think it'll be your vendor.
Oh, my Oh, you have a vendor directory.
I think we had the old version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Dependency issue, no biggie.
Cool.
It's always dependencies.
Yeah.
It's not DNS.
Sorry, I put together this repo and I was hoping it was going to be great.
We appreciate you putting it together for us. Okay, cool. So I did make compile.
Yep.
Should I?
So if you list now, you should see it should have just dropped off a TGIK binary.
I see it. Yep.
Yeah. So just run that, and it should look just like the regular NAML binary.
Okay. Cool.
So now do TGIK list.
Okay. TGIK list.
And there you go.
Whoa.
Okay.
Cool.
So
okay.
all that Go that we just looked at.
Yep.
Makes up this little system here. This little TGIK cube dashboard, the version, the description, everything. That's all hard coded in Go.
Got it. Okay.
So like if you think about it as an application developer, there's a ton of fields you might want to like pull up to a command line flag.
Sure.
Or a CRD.
Yep.
Or maybe they're parameters to your API that you're building.
Okay.
Right. And so this is how you would inject like configurable options into your broader app.
Oh, okay.
So like if we want, for instance, we talked about like having like a dash production or something.
Sure. Yeah.
We could totally bundle in like a field that would then be represented here that would say it's a bool, it can be true or false, and then you could add some language about like what it
changes in the structure, right? Or the struct, really.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then if you actually look at the binary size, which we don't have to do this, but if you want to ls, la, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the binary size of TGIK, or do -h for human.
Got it. Human readable.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay.
So that's 47 megs, and if you
Okay.
go back to the NAML binary, it'll probably be 44, 45, maybe 46.
So NAML 48.
48, yeah.
Didn't do -h, but yeah, same idea.
47.
47, yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's almost the whole same thing.
Okay. Yep.
So you're actually getting your app, and you're getting a lot of the other boilerplate. You're getting the Kubernetes installer for version 21.3. You're getting the NAML RPC, the NAML libraries.
Yep.
A YAML encoder. Like all of the dependencies are all baked into it as well.
Okay. Huh.
Okay, so what's really cool is if you go to the regular NAML binary now.
Okay. The regular NAML binary. So is that in my path? I can't remember.
It should be in
It
your
is my path, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. NAML. Cool.
Okay, so in the same way that you can kubectl-f,
Okay.
NAML-f,
NAML-f.
and then you're passing in the binary, not a YAML file, to -f.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm going to go to my
NAML dash-
TGIK binary.
And then just go and then run any subcommands, run list or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay, cool.
So it does an RPC at
Sweet.
it does
okay.
an RPC at runtime.
So it's RPCing the other binary.
Yeah.
Getting this data back and giving you this.
Totally.
Okay. Interesting.
So this way you can offer signed binaries.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just stitch them. You don't have to recompile. Just once it's there, it's there.
Interesting.
And you get all this because everybody's vendoring the same library, so all this boilerplate RPC crap that nobody wants to deal with is already baked into your binary.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so anyway,
Sweet.
so now just run the TGIK and do TGIK install.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming you have a cube
let's
cluster.
actually check to make sure we still have a cube cluster, because that'd be really bad if we
Yeah.
didn't. Kubectl get nodes. Oh, that's not namespace scoped. No, it still works. Cool. Okay, we have 2 nodes. It's on AWS. Is that kosher?
Yeah,
Seem good?
heck
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Amazon's
All
great.
So we will do TGIK, right? TGIK install.
Yeah, but period.
Yeah.
There you go.
TGIK install. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
There you go. Okay.
Whoa. Okay, cool.
So it installed.
Sweet.
So we installed the official Kubernetes dashboard represented in auto-generated Go.
Okay, so let's then just watch kubectl get pods all. We'll make this a tiny bit smaller. Oh, I see the dashboard already.
Yeah.
What namespace would I put it in?
Cube.
Cube dashboard. Let's
Yeah.
just filter by that then. So namespace Kubernetes
Dashboard.
dashboard. Why do they spell Kubernetes all the way? Okay, here we go.
I don't know.
Great. So we just installed it.
Yeah, so see
Okay.
if you can't pull up the dashboard.
Yeah, great. Okay, so this is an instance running in AWS.
Okay.
Which means, was there a service type load balancer that would have gone in?
Maybe?
Kubernetes. If not, we can do like a node port thing. Kubernetes.
I think the docs tell you to port forward.
Oh, port forward. Duh. Okay, great. I never port forward, so help me out here. Is it just kube port forward?
So we need the name of the pod we're port forwarding to.
Got it. Okay, let's get that one more time. And
I got you. I got this.
you got this. All right, cool. Port forwarding
to the dashboard.
to the dashboard.
So
Great.
grab
Oh, other one.
the second pod. Yeah.
You got it?
Now
Okay.
do K port forward
Port forward.
space the name of the pod.
Okay.
Space yeah, you got it.
Kubernetes dashboard.
And then it's port : port Docker syntax. So we got to go to the docs and I think it's 8,000. We got to figure out what port it's.
what port it's on. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Let's go to the docs for dashboard. Yeah.
Yeah. Grep for 8,000.
Oh, 8,000. Okay.
Yeah. Nope.
880 maybe.
I don't know. Somewhere in here.
Does anyone in chat know what's the default port?
Kubectl 8001.
8001. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Can I just run that? How would that wouldn't work? Wouldn't?
Maybe.
8,000 Okay. What is the
I don't know. Try it.
kubectl proxy? What is it proxying?
I don't even know.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's some weird YAML Kubernetes something. we
Run
don't
the
know.
following command.
It might just like check all your services or something.
Okay, whatever. We'll try.
Maybe there's a kube proxy object or something.
Weird. Okay.
There's probably like a field in the service that says like kube proxy enable or something. And then your local host 8001.
8001. Yep. 8001. Yeah.
Add HTTP instead of www.
Oh, weird. How did that happen? What the heck? All right.
Try that port forward.
Yeah, let's try that. Okay. Port forward. Oh, we'll just grab it here.
Yep.
Cool. And then, do you remember what the command is to put the port in?
Yeah.
For target, is it?
So now do 8001.
8001
colon
colon
8001.
8001.
And then run that as sudo.
Oh,
No, you're good. You're good.
Worked. Okay.
Because it's
Great.
8001. That's why.
Oh, you know what's happening? I'm on an Arch Linux box, which
Yeah.
means I need to be going to on this Mac, I need to be going to that box's IP.
Okay, so grab the IP. So just
Great.
close
Yep.
this. And
We'll do this. We'll grab the IP.
that's why it wasn't running localhost.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And it looks
So-
like while you do this, I'm going to talk.
Yeah, sure thing. Please do.
It looks like Carlos said use kubectl proxy to respect to avoid the auth. So I don't know if that's good best practice or worse best practice.
You know what, Chris? We'll keep it simple networking wise, and we're gonna run the kube proxy command on my local machine. How's that sound?
Yeah, do it.
Port forward. Yep, that was what we were doing, right? Port forward.
I'll tell you what to type
Okay,
after
great.
that.
Perfect. So this, and we'll do it right here. So 8080?
8001
Okay.
colon 8001.
Great.
Run that. kubectl.
Alias isn't here. Great. Let's try that now.
Now pull up localhost 8001.
8001.
Yep, that should do it.
Okay, why are you upset? Is it still doing the WW thing? Nope, it's not. Oh, here we go.
Port forward, an error occurred. Failed to dial TCP. Try sudo maybe?
Sudo. Let's give it a shot.
I don't know, maybe?
Okay. Huh.
This is always the hardest part of Kubernetes.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what is the networking model that's being used? Okay.
Run Kubernetes cluster conf.
Describe service to check on the ports. I think this is the right Kubernetes cluster conf. That's a good point. Get pods all. Okay. Oh, is this? No, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, it's running.
Kubernetes dashboard.
Yeah. Should we check the service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do -n Kubernetes dashboard get service.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what to do.
Kubernetes dashboard. Service is what I'm looking for.
SVC.
Cool.
8000.
8000. Weird.
Well,
That's a scraper though. This is 443.
So try 443.
Okay, whatever. That works for me.
Maybe the auth like turned on TLS or something.
443?
Yeah.
Is the first argument the?
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay.
now you should still be able to access it on localhost 8001.
Huh.
Check the logs.
Okay.
Can you curl that?
Oh, you know what? I think we have it in reverse, Chris.
Oh, it's
You see what I mean?
yeah.
That second argument should probably be.
Just do 443 for both.
Okay, cool. And that'll definitely need to be sudo.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So now
seems
try localhost
Promising.
443
You got it. 443
HTTPS.
and HTTPS. Come on.
Can you curl this thing?
Yeah, let's curl it. Let's do a curl. Okay. So
Wait, we
here
have
we
the thing
go.
again.
Failed to execute port connection.
Var run net namespace CNI failed to dial 443 connection refused. So we're getting a connection refused in the pod.
In the pod, yeah.
So let's go back to the docs really quick.
Yep.
And actually, we're on your Mac right now.
We're on my Mac right now, yeah.
Go back to your terminal.
Yep.
Can I
Go for it, yeah, please.
All right.
It's all you.
I want to see what this does. Have we tried this on the Mac yet?
No, we have not tried this on the Mac yet.
Okay,
Yep.
so this browser is your Mac, yeah?
This is my Mac. Yep, you got it.
No. It's not even doing the port forwarding thing here. Okay, so alias KD equals kubectl dash namespace Kubernetes. New keyboard.
Cool. Yeah. Different switches, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so KD get SVC.
Okay.
And KD get PO. Okay, so we have ports 8000.
For the scraper.
Right, and then the Kubernetes dashboard is listed on 443.
Seems like it, yeah.
Kubectl proxy on Mac. That's what we tried. I mean, it would be cool if we could get it exposed.
Yeah.
Kubectl proxy on Mac and click the link.
Okay, and then the link in the docs maybe is what Yogi's talking about?
On the README?
Yeah. Yeah, flip over to Safari. It'll, yeah.
Here, I'll let you drive.
Yeah, oh wait, you did, what'd you do?
Refresh.
Oh, I think you've got the API server right now, right? Okay, so proxy is working.
Okay.
Then click this, it looks like it's, oh wait. Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, wow.
Okay. I've never used kubectl proxy before.
Not today.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go check it out.
I didn't even know it was a thing, to be super honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Choose a kubeconfig file.
Okay.
So I'll let you...
Yeah.
Josh?
That's me.
And then can we access hidden?
Yeah, we can. Let's do this real quick.
Oh, dang. Look at you.
I know. I am just such a power user, Chris. Let me tell you. All right, you want this guy here?
Yeah.
Kubeconfig? Cool.
Also, I think my dog might have eaten your shoes.
Oh, that's okay. Whatever.
All right.
Choose the kubeconfig file config. It has different contexts in it, though. Does that matter?
I don't know. Give it a try.
Okay.
Not enough. Configure access to multiple clusters, maybe?
Did
the docs make it easy to get a token?
Yeah, maybe so.
To find out how to configure your bearer tokens.
Oh, hey, Duffy's here.
Oh, what's up? Oh,
Hey, Duffy.
God, Duffy, help!
We're trying to find tokens. Okay.
I just want to do like a good Duffy impression. Like, what you need to do is do this, this, and this, and poof, there you go.
I love it. I love it. Okay. We Kubernetes Dashboard GitHub. See if that spelling will get me there. Okay, cool.
There you go.
So we're looking for auth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you upload the kubeconfig file? Yeah.
We tried.
Create an auth bearer token.
There we go. Should I click on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Create a sample user. Oh, this looks busy.
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, either way, we have the dashboard working.
The dashboard is running. Yeah, I mean, I guess unless you want to get into the dashboard stuff.
Well, I mean, it would be cool, but we don't really have to.
I mean, the kubeconfig is upset because create a service account and associate it with cluster admin role and grab the token from that. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, go for
Duffy
it.
says we should do it, so we should probably do it.
Okay.
So this right here. All right. Cool. We'll just make a big YAML file here.
And then actually throw that in the we can this can be our pull request to NAML.
Oh, perfect. Do you want it in the TGIK repo or
yeah,
the NAML
throw
repo?
it in just throw the YAML in the TGIK for
the
now.
TGIK. Okay, cool. So we'll put it here, and we'll say service dashboard.
And I think
you can rename this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I just found another feature that we're gonna add. To,
oh, great. Lovely.
To NAML as well.
All right, so we've got the service account. We'll grab the role binding, yeah?
Screw it, why not?
Seems good. Okay, let's make this bigger. Okay, so service account's admin user. We're binding that to cluster admin.
Mm-hmm.
Seem reasonable. Okay. And then after we apply it, we get a bearer token from it, I think.
Okay.
Make sense?
I guess.
Your guess is as good as mine. So
Duffy said to do it.
Okay, service. Yeah, this is Duffy's fault, by the way.
Yeah.
Service dashboard, great.
Paste the thing.
Carlos
says move to NAML, and like we'll get there, Carlos.
Yeah. Oh, hey. That's a token.
Yeah. Copy that token.
We will copy that token. Great.
Paste that into the dashboard.
Okay, into the dashboard.
Yeah.
We have a mic, by the way, that's in front of the screen. That's why we're ducking as we talk to you all. Okay, token. Are you doing anything, token?
Try to refresh, maybe?
Yeah, good point. Go for it. Sign in.
No. All right. Well, we can move to NAML for right now.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, the dashboard exists. The more important part is that we deployed it and it runs.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool,
Okay.
Great.
All right. So let's go back to NAML.
Great, let's do it.
And so we'll get to the feature when we get there.
Yep.
Let's generate a new application.
Okay.
From the YAML file you just created.
Oh, from the cluster role binding?
So you just made that new service YAML.
I did, yep. Okay.
So I figured and I'm kind of making this up as we go along.
Yeah, great. So this is that command where you like pipe in the
Yeah.
YAML. Is that right?
It's called NAML codify or
Okay.
codify. Really is what I think when I think it.
Will it take an argument or should I pipe into it?
So before you run anything,
Okay,
let's
cool.
create a new directory.
Got it.
And
What do you want to call it?
Whatever we want to call this new app. We'll call it
Okay.
the dashboard auth or something.
The dashboard auth. Great.
Yeah. So go in there.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. We're in.
And so move the YAML file here.
You got it. What did I call it?
Service dashboard.
Okay. Great. All right, we're here.
Okay. Cat service dashboard dot YAML.
Okay.
Pipe to NAML codify.
Okay.
And do, just for right now, do dash help.
Okay.
Cool. So you can override author name, author email, and the description if you want. So if you want to add stuff, you certainly can.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the default values over there.
Okay.
And I would at least suggest checking renaming dash name from app to something else.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, what does name and email do? Does it put it in like a metadata field or?
Right now it just stores it in the Apache 2 header.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So
Got it.
like the whole Apache 2 name of the game, like I figure all this is going to be potentially under the Linux Foundation CLA, and everything I do is Apache 2. So this way it's you're covered, and if you want to do licensee stuff, you can.
Got it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Or just
cool.
service dashboard even would be
Service
fine.
dashboard. Okay, great. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So do service dashboard, hit, run that.
Do it. Okay, great.
Cool. So that's
Whoa.
your. So this is the whole value.
This
so
is the code.
This is the thing. This is the big like oh wow moment.
Okay, so what did you implement for me?
So I implemented the deployable interface we looked at earlier.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So we got
And-
description, meta, objects. Is it install and uninstall?
Yep.
Is that right?
And
Okay.
those should be really big if you actually want to pull those up in your editor.
Should I pipe this to a file? Or?
Yeah. So
okay.
pipe that to. You can just do a single caret. Call it main.go for now.
Okay, great.
Actually, sorry. Can you rename that to app.go?
Yep. I'll delete main.
We're gonna
in a
have
sec.
to. So we're gonna have to change a little bit about this, and it's one of those things where it's like the whole point of using something like NAML is so we assume that you know how to write Go,
Okay,
or at
fair.
least that you know
Yeah.
enough to like kind of like get it down.
Totally.
And
totally.
so like it'll get you started, and like for me as a Go author, this is crazy convenient because nobody wants to like copy paste and go look up at docs anymore.
Totally.
Coming from YAML.
Yep.
But so what this does is it basically gets you a standalone app.
Okay.
We're gonna vendor this app from that original TGIK Go program.
Interesting.
So we're gonna have to get rid of the main function that NAML automatically made for us and turn this into like a library.
Got it. Okay.
So-
I think I'm tracking. Cool. So go into app.go.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Pull it up, and then if you look, it should have created a main.go.
Okay. So main.go.
Or sorry, not a main.go.
An install or
a main function. Sorry.
a main function.
I don't know. Yeah, it's right there at the top.
Oh yeah. Duh. Here we go.
So I would
Cool.
say maybe even just comment it out.
Okay. Do you want me to comment the whole function or
The
just
whole
the name? Okay.
function out.
So let's get rid of tag bar real quick and make this smaller. Oh geez. Okay, great.
Here. I'm gonna pull this up.
Yeah, maybe do that. Then we won't have to duck so much. Hopefully y'all can still hear us okay. We'll shout. Okay, so you said main is what I need to comment out, and it's just this, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, commented.
Cool. And then change the package name from main to whatever the name of this directory was.
Okay, this was
The something auth, the dashboard.
the dashboard auth. Okay,
So just maybe just call it dashboard
great.
or dashboard auth.
Works for me.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, that should do it. That
Okay.
should do it. Okay, so
Good to quit?
Yep, right and quit.
Okay.
And then go. So now let's pull up the original TGIK. Yep, you got it.
App.go.
Command main.go.
Command main.go. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So in this one, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna see this NAML register. So the way NAML works is there's this thing called a register.
Okay.
So everything that implements the deployable interface, you just call NAML.register and you pass that object that you've created in, and then that's how you get that list. Remember we did NAML list earlier?
Totally. Yeah.
So
yeah.
and you can just call register as much as you want. It'll
Okay.
just build a hash map in memory, and then
Sweet. So we're I'm guessing making another register.
you got
call?
it.
Okay. Great.
And then we just vendor in your new program.
Fantastic.
that you
So, what did we call it again?
So it's not going to be TGIK.new app. It's going to be the name of the package.
Oh, right. Which we called dashboard dash.
So I would do No, it's okay. So do github.com/chrisnova,
Yeah.
or sorry, github.com/NAML examples.
NAML examples.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess it's still, so I ported this over from the simple like template. So
Uh-huh.
in the NAML examples org, there's a ton of example repositories.
Okay.
This one is just like a fork of that. So we might be changing that word simple later. I know
Fair
it's
enough.
confusing, but you just trust me here.
Okay.
So type simple.
Simple. Okay.
And then do /the dashboard auth.
The dashboard auth.
You got it. That
Now, this needs to be our package name, though, right?
Oh, yeah, because it go mods.
Right. So what did we call it? Dashboard auth. That
Yeah.
was it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You might have to do a go mod tidy so that it recognizes that.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to do this yet, so let's get rid of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
you can go ahead and code it in, and then we'll try to do
Okay.
a go mod tidy and see what happens.
Cool. So this will be dash. Can I call this DBA?
Sure, whatever you want to call it.
Which might not be the best name, but we'll roll with it.
Sure.
Okay, DBA. Cool.
And then we might have to check the new function. I think it should just be cube app for 8 or new app for 8 now.
Okay.
My IDE will like do all this stuff for me.
Oh, got it.
So
got
like
it.
it's
Yeah.
really easy for me because it'll like autofill all this and everything.
Got it. Yeah.
But that should. If we want to check the other file, we certainly can.
Yeah. If we can get the dependency to resolve, it will give us like autocomplete like
Okay,
this.
so
I just need to. I think this is probably what will block it from.
Okay, so
autocompleting.
let's try to get that working then.
Okay, so go mod tidy you said?
Yep.
Okay. Go mod tidy.
Yep. Dashboard auth there.
Okay,
it is.
that could be it. No matching query for latest?
Can we go back to just a regular shell
Absolutely.
on
Let's do
that?
it. So now you're in the TGIK directory.
Cool. Okay, so do you have Emacs on here?
Don't, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I know.
So I'm gonna so if you want to edit the go mod really quick.
Okay, can do. Yeah.
Go up and at the very top and just change that to TGIK.
Okay.
Cool.
Got it.
Yep. And then now let's go back to your program and fix that. So let's just fix that really quick.
Up here?
Yep. Up at the TGIK in your import statement. Just change NAML examples to TGIK and change that to TGIK.
Got it.
Yeah. And then on line 33 as well.
Oh yeah, good call. 33?
Yep.
There it is. Perfect. Okay.
Cool. So save that, and then
Okay.
let's go back to your shell.
Cool. We'll do it down here.
And
Great.
now do go mod tidy.
Go mod tidy. Come on, go mod.
Come on.
Help us out here.
No matching version for, so let's do a go change directory. So let's move the dashboard off to dash. So I think we would have to do an import as or something.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So now let's do
Fair
a
enough.
go mod tidy. There we go.
There we go.
And
Perfect.
let's do a
Okay.
go mod vendor. I don't even know what these things do. I just run them.
They just seem important. Yeah. Okay, great.
So now let's go back to your them and
Okay,
let's
perfect.
see. It should stop yelling at us now.
Great. And I don't know how it refreshes, so we'll just do one of these.
Cool.
It is still upset about this one, though.
Well, I got the second one.
It got the second one, though. You're right, yeah. Dashboard auth.
Wait, no, just kidding. Dashboard auth. GitHub.com NAML examples TGIK dashboard auth.
Did I name the package right? Let's just check real quick.
Okay.
Dashboard auth, and it was app.go, I think.
Yeah.
No, I called it dashboard auth. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So try to just compile it, see what happens.
Okay. Cool.
Just run make.
Go. Oh, NAML. You want me to run?
Or yeah, just run make.
Oh, make compile.
Or just make will default to compile, so you can just type make.
Got it.
Okay, cool. On app.go, line 23, semicolon a new line. So let's check out line.
Oh, we got to issue in dashboard auth.
That might be why.
That would make sense. Line 23. Oh, you can't put a dash in pack. Can you put a dash in package names?
I don't know. Get rid of it.
Okay.
I think you have to do an underbar. So
yeah.
let's just call it dashboard auth, and we'll go back and do the thing we just did, and just rename it as.
Do you want to do it like this?
Yeah, just
Okay,
like
cool.
that, and
Great.
then close that.
Yep.
Rename the folder, and re-import
I'll
it.
do this real quick too.
Yeah.
Great.
Get rid of the underbar. Oh, did you?
Oh wait, no, you're right. I did.
Yeah.
What did I do actually?
I'm pretty sure you know underbar.
No underbar. You are correct. Okay, cool. So we're good on that.
Go mod. Gotta
go
run
mod.
your go mods again.
Tidy?
Yeah, go for it.
Come on, go mod.
Come on. And you renamed the folder, right?
I didn't. Good point. You're one step ahead of me. Okay, so we will move this to dashboard auth to dashboard auth.
There it
Great.
is.
Now we'll do go mod tidy. It worked. Great.
Cool. Okay, so now you let's see if it'll run make again. Just type make while you're
Yep.
here.
Make.
Yep. There we go. Dashboard auth. So you got to run a so that's all from the main function.
Do I need to put a go mod inside of dashboard auth?
No. So what we see here, remember there was a main function we commented out?
Yes.
So if you go fumt or go import, it'll fix it.
Got it.
So it generated it. Just we're editing things again. My IDE just will do all this stuff for me.
We're stuck in the past right now. Okay, so we're gonna do want to do go fump to this thingy.
Yep.
Is that it or is it the other way? I can never remember. We'll find out.
No, you don't go up. It's just do go fumpt and then the name of the, and really we want go imports, or we could just go in and, yeah, try that. See, it's, just delete those.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll do it the archaic way.
Yep.
Should I? Yep. Cool.
We're not vendoring it.
And then anything else?
No, that's good.
Seems good. Okay,
that
cool.
should do it.
Great, okay. So we'll go back to here and compile again.
Yep.
Oh, make just does it.
Yeah.
Come on, make.
Woo!
Good.
Okay.
All right, sick.
So let's take a step back. And
Yes.
Here, I want to do the thing.
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay.
Control 2, I think, right?
I tried it.
Weird. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, here.
Okay.
There we are.
So,
okay.
Okay, so let's talk about what just happened.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we created we downloaded the new YAML.
Okay.
And we put that in we've built a whole new Go package from scratch.
Yep.
And Barnaby's eating your trash.
That's
and so then after that Go package, we then imported that into the traditional TGIK app.
Got it. Yep.
So this is a really big paradigm shift.
Okay.
So in the past, if you and your team in Kubernetes, like let's say you were using Helm or Customized, if you had multiple charts, stitching them together was like this whole exercise of like, how do we reference other packages and do other things?
Totally. Yep.
So I'm not saying Go mod is God's gift to package management.
Sure.
But I am saying that like it's actually better than a lot of the other Kubernetes ways of stitching packages together out there. Okay. So the exercise now would be like, imagine if we had packages A, B, and C.
Okay.
And we wanted to group those together and say that was a group of packages that was like relevant to us.
Yeah.
We could basically just write a NAML wrapper that just imports packages A, B, and C. And then we now would, if we did NAML list, we would just have all of those registered there as well.
Okay.
So
got it.
The package management paradigm is basically like you could just write an app.go in your regular GitHub repo.
Okay.
And then if you want to stitch that together into like the big app of app kind of model or something,
right.
it's as simple as just vendoring and Go.
You
would with everything else.
So like if you had like a meta app, let's call it, that was like a platform app, if you will, that stitched together a bunch of components. That's like a model that you could use, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
So that's
interesting.
That's the idea here.
Okay.
And then you could, so let's say we had 30 packages.
Yep.
And we grouped all those together in our meta app.
Yep.
We could release that meta app version 1.0.
Okay.
And then each of the sub packages has their own unique version number.
Yep.
And then we can offer that binary. And from that binary, we can generate YAML. We can do all the stuff CDK does, which just says if it's -- prod, we can spit out YAML for this.
Totally.
Or we can spit out YAML for that. Or we can just take this Go code because it's already got install and uninstall. We can wrap that install up in a controller. We can wrap that up in an API. We can kind of do whatever.
Cool.
And so like your application is now following a traditional software workflow.
Got it.
You're and then you could sign the binary, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the idea behind it.
Cool.
So anyway, if you do TGIK list, you should see we have 2 apps now.
All right, let's check it out. So TGIK list. Oops, I do need the dot.
Oh, did you compile it?
I think so. Let's just double check.
Okay.
Main.go.
Oh, we have to add the NAML.register.
Oh, right. It's actually right here.
Yeah.
We were looking right at it.
Yeah.
So I probably should call this something different. Yeah.
Because it's a hash map.
Let's we'll make...
screen share.
Oh yeah, good point. Thanks everybody.
They didn't even see us screw up.
Yeah. Well, I know ABC got to us first, but yeah. Okay, so we're back here, everyone. Just so that you know what happened, I ran. Where's my mouse at? I ran. Oh geez, here we are. Okay, I ran TGIK list and it only said the dashboard, and we think what happened is inside of here we didn't register it as a unique name, as a hash map that would of course overwrite the key. So
it does do a map on the name. So there's a ton of like implementation detail here that like
totally.
I just picked something just to kind of like demo it to show that this works.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I would hope that like somebody somewhere, just like Cubicorn kind of turned into a lot of the stuff for Cluster API. I would hope that there's people who are smarter than I am that can kind of like debate about, do we use a hash map? Do we hash the object? Like, what's the best way to use computer science primitives to do this junk? But for now, I was like, just give it a name, right? Like, let's make it easy and do the PSE, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay. How does that extremely descriptive name look to you?
Send it.
All right, great.
Send it, Josh.
Let's do it. Okay. What do you mean it's changed while I was reading it? Oh, geez. Okay, let's just try it again.
So make. Cool.
TGIK list.
There you go.
There we go. We got it. Sweet. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, so then if you wanted to bump the subversion of your new role thingies that you did, that's a constant in the top of that Go file.
Which Go file?
The app.go
that
we created from NAML Codify.
Got it. Okay, cool. So this would be inside of the dashboard folder.
Dashboard auth.
And in app.go, and it's a constant up here, right?
Yep.
Sick. You found a sticker.
Yep.
Okay, so this. Okay, great. So in theory, if we bumped that, did another patch release, we would make compile again. Or make.
Right.
TGIK list.
And I don't know how much time we have, but there's more to this as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool. So
where should we go next?
So then we can let's TGIK.
Yep.
We can install, and then you just type cube dashboard roles thingies.
Okay.
And it already exists.
Okay.
And so then we can come in and we can uninstall. And remember, we installed it originally from the YAML.
Totally. Exactly.
So I have a unit test in place where it's deterministic.
Okay.
So when you create the Go code from the YAML, you can just cycle YAML go, YAML go, YAML go, and it'll just it's deterministic in nature each way.
Yeah.
So you'll always just create the same.
Sweet.
The same way that the same code. So it uses this tool called Valist, which is like a recursive AST for Go.
Oh, sick.
So it'll actually dig in and find all of the packages and the imports and everything for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so we can install it, we can uninstall it.
Yep.
We created a new app. Okay, so this is cool.
Okay, got it.
So let's put on our Go engineer hats.
Yep.
We have an application that we're developing.
Okay.
And we want to offer some patches to this because when we get done, you're actually gonna open up a PR.
Okay.
To the repo here.
Cool.
I'm gonna play the role of a maintainer here.
Okay.
Josh, you don't have unit tests for your application. And you're like,
of course, because I wouldn't do that while I'm writing the code.
Right. Well, exactly.
Obviously.
And so but either way, here's the thing though, is like I come from an enterprise Kubernetes shop.
Yeah.
Our applications that is the core
totally
of why we get paid every week, right?
Okay.
Like that is what we do.
Fair.
And so the thought of deploying production core entities with we hope this YAML works and it's going to go live right away. Yeah, it's hard for us.
We would never do that.
We would never
never
ever do that.
Never would do that. No.
So this is where I think Duffy is really going to get excited because we use Duffy's favorite open source tool here. So NAML not only does all the code generation for you, it gives you a framework for writing unit tests in kind.
Cool. Okay.
So we can actually, in about 5 minutes, we can write a unit test that will deploy both of the apps we just created to a kind cluster, ensure that they deploy, and then pass or fail the unit test. It'll actually deploy this in Kubernetes.
Okay.
So there's an app _ test.go.
Okay. In this folder?
Yeah, see it's right there, app_test.go.
Oh, app_test.go. Got it. Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you scroll down, there's I think I deleted everything. Oh, we have test app. Okay, good. So if you look on line 49, we're basically going to be writing a unit test, and we could call it test dashboard, or we could call it test TGIK or whatever.
Yep.
And if you look, it's a real Go test. You pass in testing.t.
Putting in testing.t, yep.
And so we create a client, which is NAML client from path.
Okay.
It's got all the regular Kubernetes. It'll, check your environmental variables. It'll check kubectl. It does all the regular stuff kubectl does.
Okay, got it.
So it builds a kube client based on your local path.
Yep.
And then we pass in NAML test cluster kubeconfig path.
Okay.
So that should actually spin up a test cluster.
Got it.
In the test main on line 36 up here.
Okay, so test cluster start is where you're kicking off kind.
You got it.
Ah.
So all of this boilerplate is auto-generated for you.
Sweet.
So
okay, love it.
If you have the kind, do you have kind by?
I believe I do, but I do need to start my Docker daemon real quick.
Okay,
so
cool. Go for it.
systemctl status Docker. Yeah, you are definitely not on. Let's start you up.
Start it up.
Yeah, Docker. Here we go.
Cool.
Okay, and I think I have kind. Yeah, I
there
do.
you go.
Okay, great. That's all I need.
That's all you should do.
All right, great. So let's get out of this.
So let's go back here. So scroll down to do you know how test main works?
No.
Okay, can I bring in? I know we're almost out of time.
No, we're fine. Go for it. Yeah.
Everybody should be using test main.
Okay.
Test main is the best, coolest part of Go testing that nobody ever uses.
Yeah, I never use it. No.
So what you do is you test main. The magic is it will be executed before the rest of your unit tests.
Okay.
And so if you look in test main, there is this im.run.
Okay.
That is what would be executed by default if you don't have a test main.
Oh.
So you definitely don't have to declare a test main, and the behavior that you see with Go is basically default test main and then im.run.
Okay.
So this gives us an opportunity to actually build logic to set up our tests across the board.
Yeah.
So I love to do this pattern where I'll use test main to spin up a Kubernetes cluster.
Totally.
This is how the Kubicorn E2E test used to work. We would spin up a Kubicorn cluster using test main.
Yeah.
And then we just, after it'll exit if we can't spin up a cluster, and then it'll call im.run, and then it'll destroy a cluster at the end. So then after it kind of executes everything down to line 42, then we go to line 49, and it'll start to iterate over all your unit tests.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of heavier weight testing frameworks have the pre-test-esque things that do this, and apparently this could just do it by itself.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's cool.
Okay. Today I learned. Great.
Yep.
Okay.
So go into test app. And then so here we basically get a kube client that's auto-generated for you, and it's a regular old Kubernetes client.
Okay.
And then we can call on line 54.
Sweet. That
calls new app. Remember in the NAML registry?
Totally.
We totally we're just repeating that same behavior again.
Got it. Okay.
So if you want to do, it was I think TGIK.new app, which that's what we're creating on line 54 because we're in the TGIK package.
Got it. Okay.
And then we basically say app.install. There's that .install method from the deployable interface.
Deployable interface, yep.
And so anyway, you can probably just do a make test here, and let's
see if it goes.
Yeah, it should just go.
And I'll
see if she goes.
Just so we can watch our little Docker friend here too. I'll open up another buffer.
Cool.
So we'll watch Docker PS. Sweet. Let's get rid of this running one because who knows. In fact, you know what? Here's what we're going to do because Josh doesn't do this as much as he should. Docker kill, Docker PS, Q, and Docker system prune.
Did you want Q or A?
Volumes. Q. Oh, apparently I wanted A really bad. Q. Okay, great.
Sudo, maybe?
Requires one argument. Docker PSQ? Is it QA? No, it's Q, because A would be all, right?
Yeah. I don't
PSQ. Okay, forget it. Docker PS. Oh, it's already killed. Okay.
All right, whatever.
System prune. Prune. There we go.
Carlos says, "What's default? The default namespace to the first param new app." Yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, Carlos. We're gonna want to talk about the new stuff in general. I feel like I'm taking up too much TGIK time.
I mean, we can go as long as you have time for, Chris.
I mean, I'm done.
Whatever's clever. Okay, you wanted me to run make test, right?
Make test.
Okay. Here we go.
You might have to do sudo depending what the permissions are on your Docker.
I am part of the Docker group.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
I'm such a great system administrator. I know. Thank you.
Let's give it up to Josh, everybody.
Thank you all. Yes. I followed the documentation. I really appreciate it. Okay.
Good job. I'm not, for what it's worth.
Yeah, there you go. All right, while this is spinning up, I'm going to grab another drink.
Cool.
Do you need more water or anything?
Yeah, you want to grab me some
I will grab you water, yeah.
Make sure he's not eating our climbing cheese or anything.
Yeah, no problem.
What time is it? It's 3:15 here in Boulder, Colorado.
What's up, huh? What's up?
So this make test, it usually takes I don't know, a minute or two for like the first time you do it. There it goes, and you can see down on the bottom there, it's spinning up kind. It's probably gonna download the kind images, which take a minute. Carlos says, "Give me a beer, Josh."
Wait, what Carlos say?
He says, "Give me a beer."
Oh yeah, I'll grab him one.
Okay, so why Josh is getting beers for everyone? We were climbing in the canyon earlier. You guys, I totally dropped Josh.
Not to the ground. Not to the ground.
No, just to the ledge, like 60 feet up in the air.
But
Sitter bien. Sitter bien, kära vän. Oh, we need it.
all right.
Did you?
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
It did something.
There you go. No, you did. We passed our test.
That was it?
That was it.
Wait, did anything show up here?
No, it already did.
Oh.
Remember, it tore down your cluster. Run make test
Oh,
again.
okay, cool.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, clearly.
Oh, so it's cached. It's because it hasn't changed.
Oh.
So,
should
like,
I just modify something in it?
Yeah,
or?
you can
Okay.
modify it, or we can actually add a second unit test for the new app we created.
Oh, perfect. Let's do that. Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. So we'll go to app test again.
Yeah, and then I'd say if you could just copy.
You want test app copied?
Yeah, copy
Okay.
that and call it test thingy or something.
Okay, great. Test app is now called test thingy.
Perfect.
Great. Okay.
Cool. And then we just all we have to do is edit our new. Remember we had a new. Yeah.
Now for new app? What do I need to? Do I need to call?
This will be Kubernetes auth.new app.
Right.
Remember, it's a different package.
Kubernetes Dashboard .new app, right?
No, it was dashboard auth.
Dashboard auth. That's right. Okay, yeah. Dashboard auth, and I probably need to import it.
Yeah.
Dashboard auth .new app. Okay. And then we'll just do some quick trickery here.
You got it.
Sweet. Okay. Now import dashboard auth.
Yep. And then we also have to make one more little change down there.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna go here real quick and grab my import statement from.
Yeah.
Wait, oh, it was cmd main.go that we
Yeah,
imported.
yeah.
Okay.
So the whole reason for that was the idea that all your apps should be like, dashboard.go.
Got it.
Dashboard_bar_test.go. Ingress.go. Like, start to build your apps
Totally.
as Go systems.
Totally. All right, so we'll make this DBA. Oh, it worked. Great. Now, why is it saying undeclared name app?
Because up where's your new test? DBA.new app. App equals.
Oh, duh. Great.
There you go.
Okay.
And
Test again.
yeah, and so anyway, real quick on
go for it.
new app,
Yep.
default and sample app. These are the parameters you pass in. So
Oh, right. Okay.
So the whole paradigm here is when you do new app, right?
Yeah.
It can be new my thing, new Josh's thing. Like,
Yeah.
call it whatever you want. And if you want to follow like the new, like the idiomatic way of using Go, new should just be like .new.
Totally.
But this is where you would pass in your values.yaml stuff.
Got it.
So if you want to pass in a container image or a replica count,
Yeah.
or an RBAC user, or you want to pass in a name.
Yeah.
So by default, it'll say pass in a name and I think a namespace.
And a description, it looks like, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so anyway, like we can call these whatever we want. And
Yeah.
again, it's just for, and this goes back to, like Carlos was saying in the chat, this goes back to -- name.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So
Cool.
anyway, like that's how all that kind of maps
Yeah.
together. But like, the hope would be that whoever's building an app is willing to put in a little bit of extra elbow grease to like say, we're going to be cautious about what we expose up in our application.
Got it. Okay.
And so that way we're really, really confident that people are only passing in the fields and values we want them to.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. So anyway, the idea is once you get done, a user should be pretty naive to new app, right? Like,
Yeah.
You get 3 or 4 config values and that's kind of it.
Totally.
And then you can do whatever you want to with it.
Okay.
So anyway, so this should work. So we should be able to do make test. It'll spin up a Kime cluster. It'll run 2 unit tests, and both of our Kubernetes app.goes that we created, one for the dashboard and one for the auth,
Yep.
should get deployed to queue.
Okay.
And then should pass the test. And then what we can do is, well, go ahead and run it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And while you're running it, what we can do to sort of demonstrate this, we're going to change the name in one of them in a second. And we're going to give it an invalid cube name.
Cool.
And we'll watch the Kubernetes, like, we've all seen, kubectl invalid name before. We'll get the same thing.
Got it. Okay.
Yep, and there goes kind.
Sweet. Yeah, I love that it just natively spins up kind like that.
Isn't that cool?
And it's also, I mean, that whole make test paradigm where it's like, all of my test apps will get to use that same cluster, right?
Yep.
Because it's being set up
and
top. Yeah.
Main test.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Carlos says, I'm paying attention. Where's that beer? Yours, Carlos, is in the mail. Mine's right here.
Yeah.
So maybe in a couple days.
Fail test thingy.
Ooh, what did it fail on?
Service accounts admin user not found. Oh, I'm unable to install sample app. Admin user is forbidden to create a new content. So we actually got a problem with Cube here, which is cool because this is...
Yeah, this is what you want to catch.
Yeah, exactly.
So admin user maybe isn't a service account in kind? Or a cluster role? Wait, no. Admin user is what I'm making, right?
Right, so it is a default kind cluster. So, I mean, Duffy...
Duffy, do you remember what the default stuff is in kind?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, unable to create new content in namespace.
Because it's being terminated. So
was the other one uninstalling perhaps, and it was like the reconciliation still happening?
Probably,
maybe?
yeah.
Yeah, I bet that's what's happening.
So yeah, go back to your unit tests.
Yep.
And you can just comment out in both of them, comment out the uninstall.
Yep, makes sense to me.
And
so we'll take out this here.
Yep.
And then we'll take out this here.
Yeah.
Cool.
And like the cluster gets nuked every time.
Cool. All right. Dog's barking again. Might be another garbage truck. We'll know soon.
It's a UPS.
Oh, this time it's a UPS truck. Yeah.
God, he's so cute. You wouldn't think that this little monster can make all this noise.
Protect you from the UPS person. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that should do it.
Yep. Running again. Cool.
Bien, come do. Go this route. Yo, sit there. Oh, talk. See through talk.
And it worked, Chris.
Yeah.
Great.
Yay.
Do you want to do that like screwed up name thing?
Yeah, let's script the name.
Great. So inside, I guess it doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, just change default to like add some periods.
What's a weird character? Periods?
Periods, question marks, exclamation, any of the punctuation stuff. Some spaces. Throw some spaces in there.
Great.
There you go.
Seems legit. Yeah.
That'll definitely fail.
Perfect. Okay.
And make test.
Here we go.
And so, if we spin up in kind,
yes,
we could bake in expose the service.
Okay.
We could from Go. We know that the service endpoint is localhost.
Yep.
Yeah, come do. We know the service endpoint is localhost.
Okay.
We can expose a port.
Yep.
We could actually use http.get and actually unit test testing
make calls. That's cool. Huh.
And you could bake
Sweet.
all of that into your app.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate, I can fit it there. Nate.
Okay. Let's see. Chris, I think for some reason it passed for us. Weird.
Let's see. Test thingy. Maybe that name is not getting passed through. Let's go to... That might just be the name of like the NAML name, not the cube name for each of the objects. You might have to actually go into the library for your cube auth. Which this is actually a good segue because this actually will give us a shot to show a little bit of what I usually call plumbing.
Got it. Okay. So we'll go to app. Oh wait, sorry, wrong one.
NAML
TGIK dashboard. I don't know why I did ...
Dashboard auth slash
and then
app.go.
Great.
Yep.
Let's get rid of this one.
So like let's so if you look at the new app here.
Somewhere in the...
Yep. So like name and string.
Yep. Okay.
So you see there's this big like add your config here.
Yep.
So if you wanted to expose like, any field you wanted to and plumb that through to your app, you totally could.
Okay.
So in this case, we're going to actually you pass in name and we're going to plumb that through to the rest of because remember this was auto-generated.
Yep.
So there is going to be some like you actually have to connect the dots at some point.
Okay. So new name or name is called, let's get the reference of it real quick.
Yep.
NAML.register.
So in our tests, it's just default. So now we just got to go into each of our objects that we've created literally in Go. And instead of using, see how it says name is admin user here on line 91?
Yep.
We'll just plumb through the variable that comes through the main object, which I can show you how to do that.
Okay, cool. So great.
So like we create a new service account.
Yep.
Typed meta kind and then object meta name.
Okay.
So just go in and replace admin user.
Okay.
With it's so a for app dot name.
A for app dot name. There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And then if you want to do that again, see there's a service account, and it doesn't actually look like it. No, that's it. It's just a service account. Or no, cluster role binding line 104.
Oh, right.
So here we should have admin user
do an a.name again.
Yep.
Cool.
Does that make sense what we're doing here?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you could do it down in the role ref too. Just because we're trying to intentionally screw stuff up here.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Cool.
I think it's just a warning. Yeah, we're good.
Yep. And if you want to talk about this line 121.
Okay.
So we have unexported objects and we append, so see this admin user cluster role binding?
Yep.
That's the actual auto-generated name for this object.
Got it. Okay.
So if remember we were able to list the objects earlier?
Exactly.
That's what's loading them. So what's cool is you can actually pass in nil for a kube client to each of to install and uninstall.
Okay.
If you pass in nil, it doesn't actually...
It's like a no-op.
It's a no-op, but it'll still run the logic that you bake in.
Oh, okay.
And then you can get all the generated objects out of memory. So you can
Got it.
call install with nil with whatever new options you want, and it'll crunch whatever logic you have.
Got it.
And then spit out all of your objects at the end that are a
Interesting.
reflection of that go.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Should we pump in that bad name again and see if it breaks it?
Yeah, go for it. Should
Great.
be able to run it.
So we'll do make test.
So there's a lot here. And again, this is a reflection of stuff that I, like, when I started to actually look at what I wanted to do with apps in Cube, this is what I wanted.
Totally.
I was like, I want a unit test. I want to be able to know if it breaks. I want to run it actually in Cube and trust that it's going to work.
Yeah.
I want to version them.
Yeah.
I want it to be good. And I don't want to have to be, like, manually hunting and pecking and, like, trying to map this text template YAML config to this thing and, like, drilling into directories and, like, having to connect all these dots in my brain.
Yeah.
It was like, we have computers, let's use computers to make it easy for me. Did we pass?
Passed again. I don't know
Passed
why. Yeah.
So where did you... Let's see.
Do you want to check the test code again, or?
Yeah, we can check the test code again.
I think I put the funky...
The funky name there?
Oh, you know what? We're doing it in test app. We need to do it down here.
Got you, yeah.
Yep, that's why. One more time. We got this. We will make it fail, I promise. Well, maybe not promise, but okay, cool.
There we go.
Import and not used.
Dashboard, because you're not calling the dashboard auth anymore. You copied the whole new app line.
Oh, duh.
So just change line testing. You just change that to dashboard auth.new app.
DBA, right?
Yep. There
Great.
you go. That should do it.
Great. Make test. Cool.
This should break.
Yeah, this will hopefully break. So Chris, if I was an app developer and I had a repository that my app source code was in,
Yes.
would I potentially hook all this NAML stuff up into the same repo as my app source code? Or would you say it'd be better to have like a separate repo with like this package code in? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like whatever makes sense for you and your team, I guess. I'm a big fan of the app should be the app and the installer and the logic. Like the whole point of this was we noticed we were building more and more logic into our apps. Right?
Totally.
It starts out very innocent with like, let's flip a bit for TLS.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you give a moose a muffin, and then next thing you know, we have for loops and ranges and if this and that, and then like, ways to override container image names. And then before you know it, it actually gets really complex.
Yeah, totally.
And that complexity makes it really hard for us to iterate on apps.
Fair.
So I would say that if you start to think of this app.go as your install system, that's part of your project's responsibility. That's in scope for your project.
Totally. Yeah.
And so I would say that I would, and what I plan on doing with it if I ever use it in prod, every project manages their own app.go.
Right.
And then if we want to bake that into like a holistic app of apps later, we just reference that and just call NAML.register.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we failed.
It failed in exactly how we expected. So this would be like amazing feedback to get in a unit test.
Right.
Right. So
Cool. Yeah, and so that's coming from the Kubernetes API.
Yep.
That's a real cube error that you might see in prod that you're going to see in your builds, and you're able to get that right here locally as well.
Totally.
So the only other thing we could do is if we wanted to try to like expose it and then actually send a curl to make sure the dashboard's working.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that today, especially because obviously we're both naive to kube proxy.
Sure. Yeah.
But the idea would be that you could start to bake in stuff like that as well.
Very cool.
And actually make sure your app not only is installing in Kubernetes.
Yeah.
But it's actually doing what you want it to do. Right?
Cool.
Checking health checks, checking to make sure your servers are responding, making sure like load balancers are getting set up, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So that's it. And
Sweet.
This is my silly weekend project. Now I'm finally on the big screen at TGIK.
Yeah. So what do you think, chat? Interesting stuff, huh? Very cool. Is there anything that you want to say, Chris? Like getting involved, have people open issues, the typical open source model, I guess? Or
I mean, yeah, it's open source. If you're thinking about doing this, like, maybe give me a call or like consider Pulumi first. Like, there's people who do this professionally who are happy to talk to you and listen to your problems. I probably don't have very much time to listen to your problems and frankly don't really care. So like,
just being honest.
I'm being honest. So like, you know, like, I don't know, is this gonna go somewhere or turn into something? Maybe. I have no interest in becoming a app of apps maintainer.
Sure.
So like, use it if you want. I'll keep the unit test working if you open up a PR, and if you know you want to start writing unit tests for the project itself, I'll make sure that the releases pass the unit test. So there's like some ability of normalcy here, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe work or somebody will convince me to like donate this somewhere or turn it into like a thing, or maybe I can hand it over to folks who actually care to maintain it.
Yeah.
But I would say that's it. The only other thing I want to show you real quick, if we got 2 seconds.
We have time. Go for it.
Let's jump back into terminal. So
okay.
How do I?
You got it. Yep.
Okay, cool. So we have our TGIK here.
Yep.
So I added this just for today.
Okay, great. Cool.
Okay, so up until this point, we deployed an app.
Yep.
That we got from YAML.
Okay.
We haven't edited a single YAML file.
Yep.
No text templating.
Okay.
We piped that into Go. We built 2 Go systems.
Totally.
Plumbed both of those through the same NAML boilerplate code. We're able to list both of them and then install both and write unit tests for both.
Cool.
We haven't outputted our YAML yet.
Right. Good point. Yeah, okay. The static YAML.
So if you wanted to, and this is where like that question earlier from CDKs.
Yep.
This is the functionality that CDKs would get you.
Okay.
We've got our applications codified. Our unit tests are passing, whatever.
Yeah.
And we want to actually now like give somebody a YAML file. This is basically what you would do. And if you look, it just spits out regular old Kubernetes whatever, and you can actually pass in whatever name of the app you wanted to do. So you could do TGIK, you know, the name of the second app -OYAML or -OJSON, and it'll spit out your app that way.
Got it.
So I think the idea here would be like, if you were doing something like a kube distribution, or you know, setting a set of packages that you wanted to release, you would basically offer one of these binaries or an API server or all of the above, where people could send in whatever parameters you wanted them to, and then it would output YAML, and that would be their starting point. So, like, the same reason that, like, if you were to, like, apt-get install Redis.
Totally.
We don't apt-get edit Redis. Right. We install the default Redis, and it gets us... separate step. It gets us a solid, repeatable starting point. Totally. And then we use a different tool to go and, like, do the second step. So, anyway, that was kind of my idea with the OYAML, is, like, chances are the very first thing a team's going to do is they're going to do TGIK OYAML and get the YAML for their app. And then, like, you know, if somebody wants to go and text template that, they certainly can. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a great idea, but, like, the whole point of YAML is to be extensible. So, like, we could put your NAML on your NAML, right? We could take this and then go build our, you know, internal fork of the generic app or whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the... I'm not sure if I want to keep this feature or not, but I think I do, just because I feel like people are... Yeah. You know, one of the things somebody on my team at Twilio said to me was like, I know this is good, but like no matter how much you want, we're never going to get away from YAML.
I think people are going to want to see that rendered output, even if it's just for the sake of seeing the rendered output.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So anyway, you can get it now, and anything we baked into to Go or passed in through our new function, we could get here as well.
Sweet. All right, everybody. I think that wraps it up for today. If you haven't already, check out github.com chris-nova/NAML. Give it a shot. And thanks for hanging out with us. It was really fun.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Later, everyone.